has been licked. Just some refreshment there, baby. Checkity check check.
Kinda heard you.
Yeah, it was kind of quiet. Let's see. Oh, that was really low. That's why. Checkity check check.
No, you hit the...
Alright, good now. Neil Morgan, Bob is on here. We got Brad G on here. We got the big red bugs.
Big red bugs.
Big red bugs. La 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 la. Big.
You know how I don't like whistling?
Big red bug.
When I went to the dentist last time.
Yes, tell me all about this. Who was whistling?
The dentist.
The dentist was
like
whistling while he was.
And then some like little kiss ass in the back was like, "Oh my gosh, you whistle so well." Of like, so they did it longer, and I was just like, I'm having a root canal. Please don't whistle.
When I'm having a root canal, or any other time.
In general.
I guess we need to shut this obnoxious thing off.
Okay.
That's loud. We got to remember to shut that off because that thing is. Put that next door for your white noise.
Thank you.
That thing is like a chainsaw.
That's exactly what I need.
La. So we've been out bike riding today, and we went up to the Burger King because the Burger King, you know, they have the big toy. We also went to Hidden Park and we played there for a while.
My favorite part of their conversation was describing the other children and whether it was the medium girl or the little girl. Was it the medium one?
Was it the medium one? Yeah. So, you know, the play place, the ridiculously the indoor playground sort of thing.
Full of germs.
Yeah, disgusting. So we bicycled up there and they played in there for a while. We stopped by the Hidden Park on the way and played at the Hidden Park for a little while. And then went ahead and biked up to the...
I could tell they had a lot of energy. They were feral.
Yeah.
At lunch.
Yeah, that was fun. We're going to go officially live at a little less than 2 minutos. We got a lot of fun stuff to go over today. I wish I could remember what it was.
I know what we're talking about.
What?
We were going to talk about what to bring to...
We're going to talk about
Albuquerque.
what to bring to the I believe it's pronounced Albuquerque. Quirky. Because it's quirky.
Fun fact.
Yes, dear.
It's not that quirky to mispronounce town names.
It's not.
It is not.
It's not quirky.
It is not as quirky as some people would think. Thank you.
Hello. We're going to go officially live at a little less than 1 minuto.
60 seconds.
Who's going to come with us to, who's planning on coming with us? Howdy. We're live. Pretty much live. We got a DW Low. We got a Rick. Who's going to come join us in Albuquerque? We got Carl Floyd. He's just right across the border up there in Kansas. La 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 la.
We got a Bob gonna be there.
Bob's coming. John and Greg are gonna be there.
Heck yeah, they are.
I hear tell that DW Low might show up.
Well, I don't know. That's kind of a drive for him.
Hop, skip, and a jump. Is it true the air smells like warm root beer? No, no. I I don't even. Yeah, no. I Bessie, you wanna back me up on this? The
I honestly, at this point in time, I can neither confirm nor deny
what?
because I do not have warm root beer to smell, and then I can make my decision.
Hmm. Oh, we're officially live. It's 8 o'clock, and that means I'm supposed to say something along the
We
lines
got
of,
a burn coming.
"Hello, everybody. This is Dave here at Pulp Alley. I plan on going. Very nice. Um, and I'm with the world's most dangerous Bessy. So here's a quick little project that I knocked out this week. Nice, quick, little, inexpensive project that I wanted to put together just because I wanted a more elaborate little dungeon sort of thing to play on. So I wanted something that I could rearrange and as much as I would love to put walls on stuff like this,
It's such a
it's
hindrance.
right. It not only does it hurt our it kind of screws up our ability to shoot our videos and stuff because it's we're constantly trying to find an angle that we can get down in there.
But
But
also,
it also limits the use of the individual tiles.
yeah.
Like if I like just as an example, just this piece right here. If I added walls and I put a wall along this edge and then a one little piece of a wall here, well, that becomes the only way that wall can be used. And if I wanted to take it and move it somewhere else, now it's got walls in the way that, would be blocking off this. And it comes up here and has one little wall
It's
here.
called a
It's
secret
like,
passage for a reason.
yeah. It's like everything from this point on that I add to it actually limits its use. And I love being able to use these for all kinds of different stuff. I use these for our sidewalks in our city setting. These are the exact same pieces when we do our cityscape that I lay out and use for our sidewalks. And I want to talk real quickly about how I make these. So they are made out of these 12 by 12 vinyl tiles. And this is quite honestly like I'd be pressing it to say like an hour project. Maybe it takes an hour. It just depends on how much you really care about it, or maybe your fingers. I don't know. Uh, and it's like $4. It is quite literally $4 to make this entire dungeon, as well as these extra pieces. See, these are all extra pieces that I didn't even use in the dungeon that I wanted to do. All of those pieces right there that you're looking at came from two of these tiles. These are Armstrong vinyl tiles that you get at some place like a Lowe's or something like that. And then what I do is I come in here and I mark a 1-inch grid all across it, make a 1-inch grid pattern across the whole thing, and then I score all of those lines with a utility knife. And that's what these lines are that are in there is they're not, obviously they're not cut all the way through. All I'm doing is I'm scoring the pattern into the tile. So it's never coming off of there. It's that's where it's going to be. These things are highly durable, right? They're meant to be walked on. They're meant to be trodden on. This is nice durable stuff. What it does do is that it can warp over time if you don't store it on something flat. So I try to make sure that I always store it someplace nice and flat, because otherwise, and it doesn't really matter, which side you use. I think there's a side that is kind of textured, kind of rough, and then there's one side that's a bit smoother and a bit more glossy. I tend to use the rougher side because I want a little bit of texture. And then after I score the pattern, you could just snap these pieces along those score lines. Sometimes I'll go in and I'll score it a little bit more where I want it to snap. So like right here, let's just snap a piece for you. Here's a piece that has, you see that middle, that 3 by 3 or 3 by 2 is scored right there in the middle. And all you got to do is take it across something that's, fairly flat and a straight edge, and you just go snap, and there it is. Now it's snapped into two, and I have two 3-inch pieces. Now, it these scores are not the same, and you won't have as much luck as scoring it that way, um, as you do as on places like that. So just something, a nice $4 dungeon, and it has so many uses for me. I'll use it for our cityscapes. I'll use it for dungeons and on and on. So I'll probably do a quick little video about it.
Yeah,
Just about making
it
one of
does
them.
lack some of the extra flavor,
Mm-hmm.
but the versatility is
Right.
very, very nice.
Right. And you could do more to it.
Yes, of course.
Like I could go back and paint this. I could go back and stain it. I could go back and add, little things to it. But again, everything that I do from this point on actually limits its use. Yeah. At this point, it's very, very flexible,
a very dirty sidewalk.
and I could use it for all kinds of stuff. But adding more stuff to it actually limits, the number of different things that I would throw it into.
Because we've used these.
Yeah.
Tons.
Yep. So this is actually a layout for a dungeon scenario that I'm hoping to do in June. So this will be the June scenario of the month, which brings us to, if you haven't signed up for the scenario of the month, you ought to get signed up. You get 12 scenarios, one new scenario sent by Bessy herself, one new scenario every single month for the year of 2025. And then if you order it now, she will send you, I think you automatically get the January scenario. I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah, but I added in the thing anyway.
Yeah. But she'll send you all of the scenarios up to the date. So no matter where...
It'll be up to May, and then you have to wait.
Yeah.
On pins and needles for June.
Yeah. And they're fun scenarios. We've been having a lot of fun. They have a little bit of story to them. They have a one-page little short story to kind of get you jazzed up about the scenario. They're fun scenarios. I'm really enjoying the scenario. And the scenario that we played on Sunday last week was one of the scenarios of the month. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was kind of reskinned.
Yeah, we had to fiddle a little bit.
Yeah. We changed the characters a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's not although there are pre-made characters that are included with the scenario, oftentimes there's some pre-made characters included. You don't have to use those. As a matter of fact, we encourage you to make up your own characters for the scenarios as well. Will there be a dragon in that dungeon? Oh, Davros, you know me so well. Well,
I don't know if you know, but
we
got a pretty nice dragon from Burger King, so.
If it looks kind of, does this count? Does this count as a dragon?
No, but that's gross.
Is it gross?
It's really gross.
I like that it's shiny. I decided not to dull coat these. I left them just as shiny and.
It's very bug-like being shiny.
Yeah, I find that amusing. So I wanted it to be nice and shiny.
I just dislike them.
Yeah. So. Oh, let's see. What was I going to talk about?
What to bring to Pulpalooza?
Oh, Bessy, you want to tell them? What if you're come join us at Pulpalooza? When is Pulpalooza this year?
October 17, 18, 19.
16th through the 18th. October 16th through the 18th.
Sometime.
Now, 16th is only like a half day. So Bessy and I will come rolling into Albuquerque around 2-ish, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, something like that. She doesn't really stop completely. She will normally just on a slow roll, and I've got to leap out of the car, and I'll roll, and then I'll leap up like a ninja.
Sure. But if you would actually... I'm slowing down to stop, but you are so insistent on getting out so fast that you still get out when it's rolling, but then I actually do come to a stop as you're and then everybody just looks at you kind of oddly.
In amazement. In awe. in awe and amazement. I see an Edward Hooper on here. I see a Davros. I see a Vern Jeske.
Telemachus?
Very nice. Telemachus up in the Pennsylvania way. Telemachus, I need some seltzer smoked Bologna. If you could pick some up there for me and send it this way. You know I'm good for it. So we made the dungeon this week. We're going to include it probably with the June scenario. That's what we're planning anyway. What should you bring to Pulpalooza? You can bring as little as you want. You can quite literally show up.
That's what I did last time.
Unfettered, bringing nothing at all with you, and spend days with us playing and having a ball. So there is no expectation of you to bring anything. You don't even have to bring dice or whatever. It's not important. You come on and join us. You got to take care of your own hotel. You got to take care of and I think Bob was talking about trying to get a package deal put together. I don't know if that's going to pan out or not. But there's plenty of food. It's in a pizzeria, and last time there were no complaints about the food.
Oh, very good.
The food was yummy, delicious food. Pizzas and sub sandwiches, salads, so plenty of food to eat. And then of course, it's Albuquerque, so there's food all over the place anyway. Just scattered in the streets, falling like manna from heaven. But if you want to bring stuff, then by all means you can bring stuff. You can bring a gaming mat. You can set up your own terrain. You can bring your own miniatures. You can bring your own dice.
About like a 10-pound stack of
Adam
cards.
from Utah brought over and had a fantastic layout.
Greg
several
had
of the folks.
Wonderful game.
Yes. Greg had a super awesome sci-fi game. He's threatening us with pirates this year, so that sounds really exciting. Yeah, that sounds really, really exciting. So you can bring as much or as little as you want, whatever you're comfortable with. But we would love to see you. There's no reason not to plan a trip now. Whether it's by train or plane or my automobile, come on and join us in Albuquerque, New Mexico, October 16th through the 18th. Now, we have been having a lot of fun with these new fortune cards, and I'm really happy with them. I'm really, really happy with how these are coming along. So, I'm gonna probably give it another couple weeks, and then we'll put them up for pre-order. And so it's two different packs of cards, and there's Fortune Pack 1 and Fortune Pack 2, and
how many are in each?
It will be 15.
15 each.
Now, what we have been playtesting is more than that.
Yes, we did have to.
So we had to kind of
drop several.
Yeah, so that brings me to this. I got like 20 cards here. Sorry, 40 cards that I'm basically just gonna throw away. These are the old prototypes. These are the original fortune cards that I printed up to test the cards. So now they're useless to me, and I'm just going to toss them in the trash because I don't have anything else to do. I don't have anything else. You want to get a leg wound, you want to hold on, you want an off balance, costly gambit, friendly face, a hostile, a miser's hand. So there's a bunch of these cards. Well, I would say 10 of them. So this is a stack of 40 cards that we were play testing to make our final determination on. So 10 of these cards will never be printed again. 10 of these will probably, did not make the cut for one reason or another, just maybe because they were a little too specialized or felt a little too complicated. you know, and things like that.
Yeah.
And so
And timing problems.
timing issues, yeah. There were a lot of things that, you know, would get a card removed
It's like
from
we
the
think
stack.
about this sometimes.
Yeah, you know, this we think about this, and it's important to us because we play the game. Like, we're not just trying to throw something out there and say, "Oh, here, buy this," you know, right? We want to make sure it's something that we're going to play with.
Are we looking at a July release for the new fortune packs?
I think maybe.
Okay.
This is May.
It's the
I
very
don't
end of
know.
May.
I think we could probably start shipping in July. Maybe we could start taking pre-orders in June.
I would think so.
I just ordered the final set of prototypes. So what the two 15 card packs should look like.
Yep.
And then, you know, based on the delivery of those and how they look, and, you know, double checking everything to make sure they're correct, we're going to run with that. So here's the deal. I got these cards, and you know, these have been beat up and played with for sure, but I figured maybe I could just give these away. So there's 40 cards here. So what I was thinking is I'd split it into two 20 card packs, and then maybe we'll do a giveaway or something. Maybe on Sunday, maybe during the live on Sunday, we'll do a giveaway. Now, whether or not you choose to use these cards are up to you. These cards will be noticeably different to anybody that is an expert. You know, will immediately recognize these cards as not being canonical, because of a few things that are on the card that will not be on the actual printed versions of the final release versions of the cards. So these are relatively unique, and are the all most of these will have different versions that will be in the actual release version. So you'll have these, maybe, you know, if we do a giveaway for it on Sunday, then, you know, these would be more like something for your Pulp Alley library, right? For historians to gaze in wild wonder at in years to come.
Chad would like to know if they would be autographed.
Chad, if you are the winner, you can request for them to be autographed. Bessy has very reasonable rates when it comes to autographs, so I don't think that would be much of a problem with her. Okay, maybe in Julie. Oh my, I don't have my glasses. Late June or July, we'll ship them. Will they be autographed? Awesome, woot. Okay, so we'll talk more about the giveaway on Sunday, and hopefully. I still have one pack here, one set of these that I never even opened.
Oh, mint.
So I actually ordered two sets of these, and this is all 40 cards. So there's Fortune Pack 1 here, and then you have...
No, don't take it. Oh, it's not mint in box.
Oh, it's still mint in box.
Gosh darn it.
And then you have Fortune Pack 2 there. So that's actually what the fronts, and that is not being changed. That'll still remain the same in the new packs. And then but each of these have 20 cards in them. So these are bigger than what, right? It's because it says right there 15 cards in each pack. So we were playtesting more cards than we knew we were going to actually use. I shouldn't say that those cards won't ever come back, because it's certainly possible that they will get used as promotional cards or things like that further down the road that we'll do as giveaways and things like that. You know, we designed the cards. Most of them are still very cool cards and still playable, but for one reason or another, the other 30 cards made the cut. Yep. So if you're not a subscriber to our little channel, make sure you get subscribed. Take a moment right now while I'm asking, and reach over there and hit that like button for us. That gives us a lot of support, and we really do appreciate that. That's awesome. When released, can
they be used as a standalone deck, or should they be integrated into the current deck?
they're supposed to be integrated into the existing deck. So the 2 packs together would only make up 30 cards. That's not the way they're supposed to be used. Those
Now,
30
we have
cards,
been using them
we have been using
like
them.
that, so we could make sure that we drew
Yeah,
them.
yeah. During
Um,
playtesting, we were only using
those.
during playtesting, we were only using these 40 cards so that we would get a good sense of what those cards were doing rather than mixing them in with remembering. And you don't need both. You could easily we do these extra cards because after a while of playing Pulp Alley, it's fun to add something new in, right? So I would encourage like a new player, if you're new to Pulp Alley, you don't really need to buy the Fortune Pack 1 and 2. That's really for veterans that have been playing for a while and they want to spice up their fortune deck and add something new to it. Then you could do that. Then you can, add in Fortune Pack 1 or add in Fortune Pack 2 or add them both in.
Yep.
And then you have, 70 some odd card deck.
It was
80,
really fun playing with them.
90.
Because we don't live.
Yes.
So it was really fun.
Yeah, I was having a lot of fun with the new cards. A lot of them have been the things we looked for specifically is playability. So we want the cards to be useful and to be playable. So we went even further down that road on these 30 cards. By even giving you options on a lot of the cards, it has an or. It gives you multiple ways to use the card. And then we also have the play immediately. So you just draw the card and you have to put it into play immediately when that card is drawn. So it'll have just like these random effects that can be going off during the scenario. So that was a lot of fun as well. I do want to eventually look at updating the horror deck, and that would mean the horror deck and Horror Pack 1 and Horror Pack 2.
The boosters, yeah.
Fully to 2nd edition. There are still a few cards in there that take a little bit of interpretation. If you're playing 2nd edition and you draw it for 2nd edition, it doesn't quite click, it could leave you. Yeah. And then also for the solo cards. So we'd love to get any feedback that y'all have for those of you that are using the solo deck or the horror deck. We do have an eye towards replacing all of those cards as well and updating it for 2nd edition. So if you have ideas,
language on stuff too, and and playability.
Yep, changing the for clarity, consistency, and playability. Those are our 3, points that we're really aiming towards, is to make sure that the way you use the card is clear, make sure the wording is kind of consistent with our other cards.
No, I think 532 is the exact amount that Adam has.
Yeah. He has to have a robot shuffler to shuffle all of this. Yeah.
Human hands are not enough.
There's no reason not to continue using the old 1st edition cards, but and I'll just say it now, that all of those old 1st edition card packs are going to be discontinued. So Pact of the Agonali, Secret Charter, Shadow Legacy, Phantom Pack 1, 2, 3, and 4, all of those packs are going to be discontinued so that we can move towards a cleaner system where people are understand what those packs are supposed to be having in there, so people actually understand. Yep. Sounds accurate with all the versions of Red Herring. I suppose so. I wonder who we're playing with on Sunday.
I don't even know.
Who are we playing with on Sunday?
We just did Travis.
Let's see. We did Travis. Well, that was the last of May. So as we start June, it's Nay.
Ooh.
Nay is Nay on here with us tonight?
I haven't seen her.
And then we have Mike Ditchburn, and then Vern, and then DW, and Jeremy. So the last thing we're going to talk about tonight is if you would like to play with us on a Sunday morning, we do a live game every Sunday. It doesn't matter how many times you've played. If you'd like to play with us live on a Sunday morning, join us for
Yep.
a live game. Get signed up to play. We sign up about 2 months in advance. So even if you signed up today and said, yeah, put me down, it would be like 2 months before we actually, probably before we played. Sometimes things get shuffled around a little
Yeah.
bit, but normally it's about a 2 month deal. All right, babe. I think that's all I got for tonight.
Okay.
Okay, play us out of here. Thank you guys for playing with us tonight. We'll see you soon.
Doodle doo 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 doo.
Bessy.
Doodle doo 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 doo.
Dave.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.